Hey guys, Dmonty here with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So in this video, we will have double fan art. Guys, thank you for sending the fan art in to me. Greatly helps support my channel. If you have any of your own drawings, my email's in the description. Send it on in and I'll make sure to show for you. Also guys, Once Upon a T is still having an awesome sale on shirts. So a local company here in Arizona. Go check them out. Only 13 bucks until Sunday. All those designs that you see right there on the screen. I will definitely be getting all 8. I have a whole closet full of Dragon Ball Z shirts now, but can't ever have enough Dragon Ball Z shirts. Alright, so guys, let me get into today's video. In the comment section, you guys have been asking me to do one of these for quite a while, and I think it's time. So in this video, we're going to be doing a team building video. Just kind of, basically the teams I'm going to bring, the ones that I have set up to go beat events. If I need to go run a Dokkan event, these are the teams I am going to bring. I will say that this video is for global players. So if you play on JP, you have more units available to you to make, teams that I cannot. So like for example, Super Saiyan 4 Attack Goku, you have the new 17, you have Vegeta Evolution. So there's quite a few units that fit on a lot of categories that just make a better team. So this is the global version I'm going to say for this. If one of the JP Dokkan tubers want to do something similar for like JP, like the Truth, feel free to do so. Alright, so guys, we're gonna hop right into this, and this is gonna be the teams I bring to beat events, basically. Okay, so I try to organize this, weakest, the weakest to the strongest, and I know this is gonna seem kind of absurd. The team that you're seeing right now is gonna be the weakest, only because his leader skill. So the first two teams we're going to be going over is the 120% leaders. As you see on the screen, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeto is the 120% hero lead. So basically, you bring one of each type to run him as your leader, and you get 120% buff to every single unit you bring. I love the versatility of this. It allows me to bring units I normally don't get to bring just because I need, oh, sorry, my nose itches. Because I get to bring one of each type. It usually always ends up being the same units. Physical, sometimes I throw physical Trunks in there, but Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks actually out damages LR Trunks in my opinion. Yeah, at least you get to bring one, basically two of the same type. So like for example, Tech Vegeta Blue. And then we got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so you have one extra type to basically, so we can do 2 tech units. One thing I have to say about this team you're actually currently looking on, it's lacking a little bit in the strength department. Strength Ultimate Gohan is good, but he's not absolutely amazing. He actually has one of the highest attack powers on this team, looking at it, which is kind of absurd. He doesn't hit very hard. But there's not a whole lot of replacements for him. You can't run, one downside to this, you can't run LR Strength Vegeto, because you got Tech Vegeta Blue on the team. The only other strength unit viable for this team is Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is also a very good unit. Just kind of fallen off a little bit. He does insane damage. And one other option is Strength Gogeta, not going to do a whole lot. And then there's one other one, probably my Bulma Vegeta, the one that counters. Countering is always cool, especially for this team. He would work well here as well, but just one of each type, so it allows you to kind of build a team of what you want to bring. Alright, so for the villains version, I would actually say, depending on what your team looks like, the villains can actually outdamage the heroes. I know that sounds crazy, but they can. This Boo, people don't realize this, but this Boo is nuts, man. He's one of the only units that go all the way up to 170% attack power. The only thing that's wrong with running Boo is he's lacking in the key department. Getting a 12 key super off can be somewhat challenging with Boo. You really do have to pair him with Strength Rose or run. You can, but that's where this team actually shines. So because you have so much versatility on what you can bring, instead of Cooler, you can bring Goku Black, the +3 key. Instead of 17, you can bring Turles, the new movie boss's Turles, and get +3 key right there. And then Kid Boo will never ever have a problem supering. You can fit any LR you want on this team. There's a lot of tech units. You can bring a lot of strength units. This team is amazing. So if you guys actually have Strength Rose, I know a lot of you probably use him for your leader for pretty much everything. So very, very good versatile leader to have. Not the strongest leader, obviously, because he's at 120% and our cap is at 170% as far as categories go. So I would say these two teams, guys, are the most versatile. You can bring so many units that you want to bring. Just bring one of each type and you are set to go. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is we're going to get into categories. So there's a couple categories that kind of tied for me as far as being in, first place. This category is so freaking good. Resurrected Warriors is absolutely amazing. So you got Intelligence Golden Frieza, who literally like annihilates the field. He lowers attack power. You got the Tech Golden Frieza. This guy I slept on for a long time. Tech Golden Frieza activates pretty much all links for the intelligence one. Very, very good unit. He crits for like a mil, 1.1 to 1.5. If you guys are able to rainbow, I know a lot of you can. If you guys are able to rainbow Tech Golden Frieza, feel free to do so. One of the biggest advantages for this team is the LRs you can bring. So that's why I threw 3 LRs on the team. I know a lot of people don't have these 3 LRs. It's okay. But Majin Vegeta, LR Broly, and LR Bojack are all monsters, especially if you have dupes in them. They won't take damage, and literally their damage output is anywhere from 2 to 3 mil every time they super attack. It's nuts. One other thing I wanted to mention about this team, let me just click Resurrected Warriors really quick. So Resurrected Warriors also has a lot of other units that you can bring. Some are free to play, some are really old, so you probably have them. Like this Piccolo, for example. The Piccolo does insane numbers on this team. He crits for like 1.52 million damage, easy. You got Super Saiyan 3 Goku, also an old unit. You also have Kid Buu, who's one of the hardest hitting units in the game. Is kind of underrated because he has a trouble supering. He will have a little bit of trouble supering on this team. There's not a whole lot of key support. There's just like links that work well, and he does not have any. So that's why I did not put Kid Buu on this team, but if you can get a super off with him, he's perfect. All right, so guys, that's my Resurrected Warriors team. I do bring that one a lot for events. The next one we're going to look at, I know a lot of people don't run this one, and as I said, this is my opinions, guys, is Hybrid Saiyans. So because I pretty much have every unit on the team Rainbow, this team is one of my most powerful teams that I have. There are 3 LRs on the team, Mighty Mask, Gohan, and then you got LR Trunks. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks with 170% attack power is insane. He literally crits for 2 to 3 mil every single time. Physical Gotenks as a sealer. That's another slept on rainbow unit. If you guys are able to rainbow Physical Gotenks, like I would do it. He hits hard, really hard. The only disadvantage of him, depending on what event I'm actually running, I might swap him out for something else. One disadvantage with him is most bosses today are immune to the seal, which means you can't seal their super attack. So sometimes he kind of becomes like, oh, that's cool. He becomes kind of like useless in that sense. But he's still an overall absolutely amazing unit. Strength Ultimate Gohan. On this team, he's at 170% attack power. It does take him a little bit, because I think, raises attack. It does take him a couple of attacks to like start seeing his attack power stack a little bit. And usually by the time, that happens, the enemy's usually dead, so you don't really get to see him at his full potential there. But he is at 120% medium chance to guard all attacks, so he's a tank. This team doesn't really take damage, and it's one of my highest HP teams. I almost sit at 600,000 health with this team. It's hard to die. Very, very hard to die. So that was Hybrid Saiyans. Next one, this one I am actually rating pretty low currently at the moment for global. I will say on JP, this team is a lot stronger. Probably number 1 on JP, but on global, for me, it is number 3. I can't beat events as fast with this team than I can other teams. So I know a lot of people are like experiencing the same thing. It's mostly because on this guy's passive right here, most enemies are actually immune to this last part right here, plus an additional attack 77% when the target enemy is in attack down status. Most bosses today, if you're running older events, that's busted, but most bosses today are actually immune to attack down debuffs. So you don't get to benefit from that 77%, so you see a lot of missed damage there. The unit still hits very, very hard. I'm not saying it doesn't. All right, so with that being said, the unit's very good. The team is very strong. I would say it's like, once Evolution Vegeta comes out and then also 17 comes out, this team is probably top number 1 or tied for it. So very, very, very powerful, just not yet. I know Frieza lowers the attack of all units by, like all hero units, minus 15%. but his damage output, you know, like from your other options on this team, definitely make up for that 15%. That is a fact, guys. All right, so moving on to the second strongest team that I think is in the game currently on Global is the one that you see in front of you. So this is the Fusions team, and yes, I do think this is stronger than this one right here with the new LRs. The Fusions team has LR Gogeta, who basically gives you a full heal after 6 turns and transforms into an absolute monster. Most of the time on this team, you can't get him to transform because the events aren't hard enough for this team. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta counters super attacks and basically throws him back at him, and on top of that, he crits for like 2 to 3 million damage while on this team. Same thing with Gotenks, crits for 2 to 3 million damage on this team. Intelligence Gogeta is immune to, what am I trying to say? Immune to guard, so he basically does his full damage at all times. You never have to worry about the enemy being like having a type disadvantage with Intelligence Gogeta. You can just throw it at him, it's still going to do full damage. Physical Gotenks is also a sealer at 100. I think he has 100%. Let me go look at him really quick. Attack 100% with performing super attack, and he is only supreme damage, and he does seal super attack. Pandale, this team is missing one unit, but I still think it's stronger than the team I previously showed you, the LR Goku and Frieza. Pandale is really good on this team. She actually provides attack 30% for all allies. Another viable option here is to bring a physical units because LR Gogeta does give a, I believe it's 90% buff to physical units, so you can bring a Kefla on this team, you can bring a Super Vegeto on this team. There are some other options to run with LR Gogeta. But that is the second strongest team I can make right there. I just threw Pandale on there because she's an actual fusion. Alright, so the strongest team I can make in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle is the one that you're looking right in front of you. This is the team I take to every single event. I will take this team over right now, currently on Global, LR Goku and Frieza. This team is better. So LR Vegeto right here is insane. There's nothing that can stop this guy. If you manage to get him to transform, which you won't because the team is too strong to like nothing will take longer than 6 turns, you will not get below 50% health when running the team that I'm showing you right now. This team is absolutely busted. You cannot die. That's basically what I'm saying. You cannot die when running this team. He constantly crits for like 2 to 3 million damage, and he tanks. It's hard to even, like, he will take a super attack for like 1/5 of anybody else on the team. He does not take damage as well, so he's a huge tank. Then you have Tech Vegeto Blue on this team as well. When looking at him, if you manage to attack the 10 times to give him 150% attack buff, I will say this unit will literally come up and start punching people for 1 million damage. And if you think I'm kidding on that, I am absolutely not. He will come up and punch you for 1 million damage, like non-stop. It's crazy. After the 150% attack buff, you start like actually doing his super attack for, I would say, anywhere from 4 to 5 million damage. Most of the time, you guys don't get to see that because usually after he gets like probably like 6 attacks off or so, the enemy's dead. He's dead. Like, it just doesn't happen. If your team is weak and you have these 2 units on the team though, you are going to do some insane ass numbers. That is usually what my first rotation looks like. I always try to keep these 2 together. They don't have a whole lot of key links, which is sometimes kind of hinders them a little bit. That's why I have, that's why I bring Kefla a lot, so because she changes a lot of the orbs. And then I also bring Super Vegeto to kind of, you know, like, because he actually does share a link. I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Prepared Battle or Fused Fighter. Let me actually look at his key links. It's Prepared for Battle. So, Tech Vegeto, that is probably his biggest downfall, is he does not have Prepared for Battle, but he does do very well on this team. My second rotation, I try to keep LR Rose and Strength Rose together. They share so many key links that usually this guy has no problem getting a 18 key super off. Every time he takes damage, he gets, I think it's 10% stronger for every, or is it, it's 30% stronger. Wow, he's a lot better than what I thought he was. That's crazy. Recovers 15% at start turn, attack plus 30% with each attack received. I thought it was like 15. That's nuts. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So after he gets 4 times, he's at a max attack power of 120%. Linked next to Strength Rose, you're going to see probably the most ridiculous numbers with this team right here. So guys, this is the strongest team I can make. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong on something. Let me know in the comments if you would think that Goku and Frieza is better. Explain why. On JP, I would say Goku and Frieza can compete with this team I'm currently showing you, but currently on Global, it cannot. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this team building video. Just thought it'd be something kind of cool. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.